This video is a sort of a summary of the electoral politics chapter. We just revised the key points of what all we started in that particular chapter. First and foremost, what are elections? Elections are a mechanism in which people choose or elect their representatives that they wish represent them in their particular area and carry out the developmental works there. And if they wish, they can change their elected representatives from one election to another. What are the needs of elections? There are three specific needs of elections. One being that voters can choose who should be their representative. Voters can choose which the kind of government they want, and voters can choose which political party and which political party's ideology leads the government in which they are the lead party. So that as far as elections and their needs are concerned. Then we talk about the 5 minimum conditions of a democratic election. First and foremost, quite obviously, the election should be free and fair. Second, there should not be any appeal to the voters in the name of caste and religion. Parties and candidates should be free to choose from, and there should actually be a good choice offered in terms of the quality of candidates. Most importantly, the choice of candidates should be offered at regular intervals, and it shouldn't take forever. By regular intervals also, it should just be a matter of 5 years. And finally, it's well and good to say that the election conducted should be free and fair. It should be proven to be free and fair. And how is it proven to be free and fair? When the maximum voters of a particular area have voted for one particular candidate, that candidate wins. So in other words, the candidate preferred by the people should win. So that's what it is. Once again, what are the 5 minimum conditions of a democratic election? A, the election should be free and fair. B, the candidate preferred by the people should get elected. C, there should not be any appeal to people in the name of caste and religion. D, the parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should actually offer the voters some kind of choice. And E, the voters should not be appealed to in the name of caste and religion. So these are the minimum conditions for a democratic election. What about electoral competition? Guys, everything in life has a pro and a con. Everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. What is the advantage of an electoral competition? Or the fact that has stood electoral competition in good stead and has been favorably looked upon by all stakeholders concerned, which includes the voters and the political leaders themselves, is that it is a fair and a performance-oriented system. Leaders very well know, if they actually put in quality work for 5 years, if they actually raise and speak and deliver on people's issues or the issues people expect them to deliver on, they are bound to get re-elected after 5 years. If on the other hand, they just don't do any of the above, just sort of do what we call as popat punchy, they don't deliver, they are bound to be replaced by the second best option. So it's a performance incentive that if you perform, the chances of you coming back, you getting re-elected in whatever designation you have is much more higher. And the voter is fair. He rewards good performance and he punishes bad performance. He rewards a good performance with re-election. He punishes a bad performance with electing someone else. What is an electoral constituency, guys? For the purposes of voting, different areas in the country are divided into what we call as electoral constituencies. So, for instance, Pune city as one, or the area that comes into the jurisdiction of the Pune Municipal Corporation, is one particular Lok Sabha seat. Recently in Lok Sabha 2019, Pune voted as a Lok Sabha seat, and we elected Girish Bapat as our Member of Parliament, who represents us currently in the Lok Sabha. Similarly, our very own Pune city, the same Pune city which is one Lok Sabha seat, is divided into 7 different assembly constituencies. And during the Maharashtra state legislative assemblies, we voted for different representatives in these constituencies. Kothurud Kasba, Shivaji Nagar, which include Daun Baner, and so on and so forth. 7 different constituencies. The Lok Sabha constituency elects what we call as MPs, which are members of parliament, while the Rajya Sabha the Legislative Assembly constituency elects what we call as the MLA, or the member of legislative assemblies. Firstly, to be an eligible Indian voter, you have to be above the age of 18 and you got to be a citizen of India. So essentially, once you fulfill that criteria, there is a prior to elections, there is a voters list prepared, which includes name of all eligible voters in different areas. This voters list is sort of updated every 5 years, wherein the names of the dead people who have died is removed. The names of people who have migrated and have registered as voters elsewhere is also updated. This updation typically takes place once in every 5 years. To go to a voting booth and to vote, you require what we call as an EPIC, or an election photo identity card, which is an official government issued ID. If you do not have the election photo identity card, you can vote with any other government issued ID, really, whether it be a license, whether it be ration card, etc. However, you cannot vote with something like, say, a school or a college ID card, or your workplace ID card, especially if it's not a government workplace. What is the necessity, guys? Before that, there is the nomination of the candidate. To be nominated as a candidate in an election in India, you have to be above 25 years of age. Well, again, you obviously have to be a citizen of India. Once a party nominates a particular candidate, they put in their might, political and financial, behind that candidate, give them their symbol to contest the election on, and campaign vigorously so that he or she, the concerned candidate in a particular area, emerges victorious. Alright, every candidate who wants to contest elections has to fulfill certain criteria. The first of those criteria being he has to fill a particular nomination form. He has to deposit a certain amount of called as a security deposit, which has to be submitted to the election commission. He also has to declare the list of his assets and liabilities, the pending criminal cases against him, and also his educational qualifications. So these are the declarations a nominated candidate has to make to the election commission. Let's now talk about the election laws of the election commission. So first and foremost, no candidate or party can threaten and bribe voters. No candidate or party can appeal to voters in the name of caste and religion. No candidate or party can use money or muscle power. No candidate or party can use more than 25 lakhs in an MP election and more than 10 lakhs in a MLA election. Once the elections are announced, what comes into force is called as the Model Code of Conduct.